living a little bit less ordinary, 100%.
Alrighty, welcome back to another episode of the Less Ordinary Podcast, episode 4, and today we've got a special guest, Matt Abricc, otherwise known as the Single Brick. How are you, bro?
Good, thank you. Thank you for having me.
The very first guest on the Yellow Podcast.
It's exciting.
Uno Brick, good to have you, my man. Good to have you.
Yeah.
So, for those that don't know, Matty is the owner of Rugged Campers, but we'll get into that a whole lot later. We've just come back from Lake Sinclair.
Sinclair.
St. Clair.
Like Sinclair.
How'd that go for you when you punched that into maps?
Not good.
Gus got lost.
But
But
I got
anyway,
there.
we just spent a whole weekend up there. Matty brought the wake setter up. We had run a bit of a muck. Jack was doing backflips and shit. It was pretty loose. So, yeah, tell me about that. How was it?
Lake Sinclair was awesome, man. Matty Abricc, also known as the Single Brick, messaged us, a couple of weeks ago now to come and do a little session.
Would have been that.
We've been trying to G it up for a while.
Yeah,
So
I've been trying to line something up since the show.
Lined up, and he's brought the Malibu Wake Setter 22 VLX
Have a
up
go
to
at
Lake Sinclair, and it's probably the sexiest boat I reckon I've ever seen in my life, and fuck does it throw a wake.
Yeah. How's you got into it?
Yeah, we were right into it. Man, Matty throwing a few backflips too.
I was coming in with a humble approach.
Bro, you were way too humble. How's when we rocked up, I turned around to Single Brick and I was like, oh, so you're bored? Like, you any good? And he's like, nah, no good at all. I was like, oh, sweet. That works for me because I suck. So at least there's someone else here that sucks. And then he gets on it, throws backflip, first goes, stomps it. And I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, he killed it.
But that was not how it should have been. I generally don't land them. So
What are your past stomp rate? What were you saying? 1 every 3 or something?
Yeah, one in 3 I'll probably land.
You pretty much had 1 in 1 this weekend.
It was close to a 1 in 1. It was looking good.
Yeah,
Have you did you grow up boarding?
Yeah. There was a bit of a background there. Family was always into it, so it was pretty good too.
I heard a little rumour that you and the Mrs. Tully worked at the cable park in Penrith for a few years.
That is true. That actually probably extended my wakeboarding skills. So yeah, definitely helped out there to be pretty much working there every day. So after work, just head out on the cable, and it was unreal.
That is a
Before
sick
your
little spot.
entrepreneurial rise to
That's
fame.
right. Well, I think I started there when I was 14 or so. So yeah,
14 months old.
First
Yeah,
job.
14 months. 14
You were
weeks.
running the wake park by your 5.
Out the
Pretty
womb,
much.
straight into a wakeboard.
Pretty much.
How good was that sunset yesterday, Arvo boys?
Yeah, cracking sunset.
I sort of saw it on the way in. I just missed it.
Gus
but it
was a
looked
bit
pretty
late.
good.
He was plum dogging, got there late. But then we spent the night, and what happened there? We copped a bit of a
bro.
storm.
I've got a bit of PTSD from that last storm. And I was in a swag standard. Yous were all in the rooftop tents.
You were freaking
And I
out.
even brought a gazebo to go over the swag in case it rained. But in the middle of the night, I think it was like 2 a.m., the fucking wind just picked up out of nowhere and it fucking pulled. I had the swag tied to the gazebo, like the ropes and shit. The wind picked up the gazebo and flipped it onto the top of your car,
You just went
upside
with it.
down, and it pulled the fucking swag up halfway up your car. And I was freaking out. And I'm going, Jack, help, Jack.
So
And you were just pretending to be asleep going, oh, what?
He was wide awake.
Hardy and Cam probably woke up maybe, I'm going to say like 30 seconds to a minute after it had originally started. But my missus and I woke up like as soon as fucking the thing goes like crazy.
Gus is screaming.
And
bro.
Gus is screaming and my missus is like, go and help him. I look outside, it's piss and rain. I'm like, no, I don't want to.
You were up
Anyway,
pretty quick.
I got up.
you came and helped me
I went
straight
and helped
away.
him and
You just
I'm
had
glad
your
I
fucking,
did.
you were just
Otherwise-
poking your heads out that we know what.
I just hear like a low key like, hey, Jack. And I was like, what the fuck? What was that? And then it just starts getting
me
worse.
a
And it's
hand.
like, oi, Jack. Oi, Jack. Help. Give us a hand.
You did fuck all.
And mind you, Jack was wide awake and he just did not get out
you
of the
didn't want to
tent.
get
I
out.
was like, what's going on?
It was
Well, I
upside
thought-
down.
I
My
was thinking to
swag and
myself-
gazebo on top of your car, scratching the fuck out of your bottom.
Yeah.
And it's me and Singular unfolding the whole thing.
I was thinking to myself, what could actually have happened? Like a tree couldn't have fallen on him. It couldn't be like that serious.
He'll be right. He must be fine.
Yeah, he must be
He's
fine.
crying for help, but he must
Benefit
be
of the
sweet.
doubt. But anyway, so yeah, we copped that bit of a storm last night. Then the rest of the night wasn't too bad. We had a couple of hours sleep, and then we got up and got back into it this morning. A little bit of chop about this morning. Wasn't the conditions that we wanted, but we still had a sick day. Hardy's mate Brendo came up, absolute weapon of a wakeboarder. Fuck, he can stomp some shit.
He's a legend too.
Brendy, shout out to Brendy Myers. He's a
Yeah,
frother. He's
absolute weapon.
back to the footy days. Played played a lot of footy with him. He's a Wagga boy, and then grew up with him, and he's an elite wakeboarder compared to me and Abricc. But thanks for coming, Brandy. You're a legend, brother.
Yeah, he went unreal.
So anyway, that was this weekend. Little wrap up, Pearl the weekend.
Just got back now, really, and just watched the boat and shit.
Yeah, washed her up and straight into a potty. So
interesting enough. Hardy was actually the one that used the boat the most, but washed it the least.
That's actually not interesting enough. Yeah, that's standard procedure.
That's sort of a standard, a standard procedure.
Jack's weaponized incompetence lets him to fly under the radar.
I shouldn't have told you about the weaponized incompetence thing last night.
Well, I've done a bit of it.
We've known for fucking years, mate.
Yeah, fuck. But anyway, Single Brick, you've got a few business ventures going for you. You work full time for yourself. You've got 2 businesses going at the moment?
That's right. Yeah, just 2.
So rugged campers, rooftop tents, and now you've got Recharge, which is ice bars and whatnot.
Yeah.
You want to tell us a little bit about that and how it started?
Definitely. So I guess Rugged a few years ago in the market to pretty much get a tent for myself, and just really couldn't justify the prices that everyone was charging at the time. It was sort of astronomical. So then sort of did a lot of research and just sort of left school by this point, and I was like, far out, like I can just get one myself, and even if it's no good, it's like, sort of a learning curve.
So for those that don't know, you're 20. Is it you're 20?
Yeah.
20 years old. So he's young pup, fresh, but very mature and very switched on. So you got into this early.
Yeah, it was very early. And then I believe, we got one, and then a couple of my mates were like, wow, that's really cool. Like, I'd love one. So then we got another 2, and then from there it just grew. And now,
I might add too, when you say got one, you're going to China and meeting with manufacturers and suppliers and organising shipping containers and shit when you're 19 years old by yourself.
Yeah. Infiltrate the dealer, find the supplier.
But you started
full
with
scale operation.
Yeah, so it grew pretty quickly, which was obviously good for the sake of the business. And then now that's still doing really well. And with sort of the recent trend of ice baths and wellness, and everyone wanted to sort of do better for their own health, we've jumped on to provide a ice bath solution to obviously the customers that are in need of it. And we provide a pretty much all-inclusive. You just switch it on, plug it in, and it's good to go. So there's no sort of buying a bag of ice from the servo every day and none of that.
So I guess from the start, you've looked to identify a trend in the market, and you've jumped on that pretty hard, and it's done well for you. Like obviously you run Rugged for how long now, you reckon?
About 3 years, I'd say.
3 years. So 3 years straight. Like you've how many tents you reckon you brought in? Containers? Like you're bringing them in by the container load. You got a warehouse, all that sort of shit.
Yeah. I'd say it'd be in the hundreds, definitely in the hundreds.
So you've done pretty well there.
There's a fair few out there.
And then obviously moving on to, like you said, the health and wellness trend.
Yep.
Looking at the gap in the market there for ice bars, and you've jumped into that.
Yeah.
So that's relatively new, that one.
It is new. Obviously, new to sort of the public. We've been working on it for ages and ages.
Yeah, a lot goes on behind the scenes.
Finalising, the product and making sure we're happy to sell it. But we've now come up with a couple products that we're really, really stoked with and happy to be selling to customers.
They're really cool too. I've obviously seen them on your socials, and they're aesthetic. They're really cool, man.
You were working on that even, I think, when we met you.
Yeah.
It's been in the works for a while.
Ages.
So you're looking at pushing pretty hard on Recharge for the next 12 months. What are you looking at for the next 12 months goals-wise? What do you got set? What's happening?
Definitely want to just get the sales consistent. The more sort of that you can get the name out there, people sort of generally surround themselves with like-minded people. So I'd hope that, old mate's mate comes over and he's like, oh, I really like that. And then, he's into athletics and whatever as well. So he'll sort of reach out to us. That's sort of the plan. Just word of mouth.
So other than the word of mouth, though, you've dived headfirst recently into the meta marketing and all that sort of stuff, starting to get your head around that. That's a pretty important aspect to your business, or any business these days, I would think.
Absolutely. It's definitely something I'm still learning so much about. There's a whole world of it out there, but I think once you can sort of get a grasp on that, you can do pretty well.
Build on it. I guess you're always learning with any business, even us as LO, we're not really pushing a product, but you're forever sort of learning, evolving, developing, like it never stops.
So have you noticed a massive increase like sales with your meta marketing? Obviously it makes a huge difference, worth the money, worth investing the time in it.
You got to spend money to make money, but the sales that we've got, we otherwise wouldn't have had, and that for me is so worth it.
We joke amongst us about Single Brick being on the 30 under 30 list, on the Forbes list.
He'll be there.
Far off.
Give it a couple of years.
Very far off.
He'll be pipping Adrian off the perch.
yeah, that's it.
Proper entrepreneur in the making.
I just want to touch on your other your other goal for 2025 as well, which is Muay Thai extraordinaire.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, also get into the UFC.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk myself up on that because I also don't want to be taken down on the street.
You don't want to be tested.
How long you been doing it for now?
Oh, it's only a few months, but far out.
3 sessions a week for a few months. I wouldn't be fucking with you.
There's so much to learn, even once it takes so long to get the basics. But yeah, I wouldn't mind sort of getting into a few comps and that sort of thing. It'd be unreal, I reckon.
Okay.
Nice.
If you see Abricc in the log cabin, keep your head down. Keep your mouth shut.
Brick and
Head
Tully.
down and mouth shut.
Won't end well for you.
Brick and Tully frequent the log cabin in Penrith if you ever want to sort him out, Muay Thai verse him. But what about so we were talking the other night, you pretty much getting off the drink. That's just a clarity thing, like another good little goal for you.
Yeah.
Like
It's like you're 40 years old and you've lived a whole life.
it's the classic entrepreneur thing though. Like it's just another like
You're not mucking around.
I'll say like, I drank a lot when I was younger, but that's probably 2 or 3 years ago. Like,
Yeah, it should be now.
It's
It
not
should be
that
right
long
now.
ago, but it just doesn't bring any good to me. So
You go a bit rogue.
apparently, I've heard from others I go a bit rogue.
This was last night. Me and Gus asked him that exact question. Do you go a bit rogue on the piss? And he paused for a couple of seconds and he goes,
Oh, yeah.
"Oh yeah." as he blows on his hot chocolate.
I guess it's just a
changed,
bit of a discipline thing again with your Muay Thai and all your goals and your business and everything. So
You got shit happening.
It all ties in together.
I'd love to know, actually, did you have an idea, but like in the end of school, just after school, before you started your own business, what was your plan? Because
I had
everyone
no
seems to
idea.
have been enrolled in a uni degree or doing some job that has nothing to do with what they're doing now.
It's horrible. You're in year 12. Everyone's like, what are you going to do? What degree are you enrolled in? And
You're
it's
freaking out about your
it's
ATAR.
like, fuck, I don't even know. Like,
you're just not interested. Like you knew you just want to do something yourself.
It's almost
yeah.
like you're trying to give a fuck, but you can't.
Yeah, that's it. I went through like to the end of school, year 12, like obviously like for the discipline side of it, like, you know, like just finishing something rather than sort of leaving
get it
early.
done.
But as well as that, it's like, you know, just the sort of experiences and memories that you make in those last few years. It was worth it to me.
100%.
And then, even though like I still, you know, I'm not book smart at all. I can't like sit there.
Very logical though, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the reasoning in like wanting to start your own business? Was it the freedom? Was it the just didn't want to be a cog in the machine? What was the reasoning behind you knowing that you wanted to do that?
To be honest, I think originally the whole sort of reason behind even starting Rugged was just making it more affordable for other people. I was like, I found myself in a boat where I was like, I cannot afford to have that top quality product. And it was like, I want to make that available to other people.
Trying to solve a problem.
From there, like I said, like there's no course or anything to start a business.
Yeah, you learn.
It's all learning.
Trial by fire, right?
That's
for
it.
sure.
So you were pretty young. I guess if there was anyone listening now that was coming out of school or was looking to do the same thing, have you got a bit of advice or a bit of wisdom for them if they're looking to go down that path?
My advice would be just like try different things. There's like I honestly don't believe someone can go like, yep, that's what I want to do, because like you'll even meet people that do, you know, apprenticeships and that sort of thing, and 4 years later they like leave and they go and do something completely different, which there's nothing wrong with that. Like it's good to have that qualification, but it just goes to show that like even if you think that's what you want to do at that time of your life, it can change like so quickly.
So stay open to it, I guess.
Stay open to anything. Like anything can work for you.
Also, I suppose like you talk to a lot of successful people and they tell you how many times they failed before they hit big.
Yeah.
You know,
No
failed
one gets it
businesses
first
and-
time.
No, that's
Well,
all right.
you're not looking at stopping anytime soon.
I'm not.
You're just going to keep chasing new businesses and everything and just widening your horizons until something really grabs.
Yeah, definitely. I'd like to solve a real problem, to be honest. I don't know what that problem is yet.
Yeah.
But to be able to solve the problem and provide a solution, that's where it's really you sort of set.
Find a little hole in the market there. I guess that's what we were talking about last night about safe styles. The safety glasses, for those who don't know, like that was a problem for people forever. Everyone hated safety glasses and there was a clear market there. No one grabbed it. This dude's grabbed it and made good looking safety glasses that are comfortable. And he is a mega bajillionaire now. Like he's killed it. So
That's it. Find the problem, provide the solution.
yeah. So no, that's good. So going back, I guess, to how we met, let's talk about that. We come together, what was it? The 4 Drive show in Sydney in September. Was it September last year?
September, that's
so
right.
Yep.
we, you sent us a message your mate suggested us. Is that how that happened?
Yeah, so my mate Nick Danby is a good friend of mine. He actually sort of
shout out to Nick.
he's a legend. So he sort of just said to me one day, "Oh, you seen Less Ordinary?" This is ages and ages ago. And
You're
I was
going,
like,
fuck, I have no idea
no,
that.
mate, I don't know. I haven't seen him.
Plebes.
And he goes, "Mate, just go and look at their Instagram. Like, you won't regret it." And far out, I was like, "Holy shit, these boys live the life." Like, far out. Anyway, and then pretty much from there, like, obviously followed you guys for ages, and then we had booked in for the Sydney Forward Drive show. We'd be booked in for ages with Rugged to have a stand there, and obviously people can come and like view the product and that sort of thing. And I think like I'd message a couple guys, and I had a really specific thing I was after, and that was something to bring people to the stand that otherwise wouldn't have come to our stand. So whether it be someone with a really cool car or, some sort of special character. So when I sort of randomly thought of you guys, and I was like, far out, that'd be unreal to have them there. They can bring sort of a bit of the Newcastle crowd down and like, try and obviously bring more people to our stand, but as well as that, just bring a good vibe. And I messaged, and I think I messaged like 9 o'clock or something at night time, put the phone down. And by the time I sort of woke up the next morning, there was already a reply, I think from Hardy. He's like, "Mate, just give me a call. Here's my number."
I don't do messaging.
No
nice networking there,
Jeff.
He'll call you.
Hardy was in the charge of networking. He was doing good. And
He'll sweet talk you too.
That's absolutely. And I think from there we sort of just teed it up. He was like, "Mate, we're so keen." So then we kitted Hardy's D-Max out with a Ruggers Elite, so one of our best tents, and he came down, and we had all four of the boys down at the Forward Drive show all weekend, and it was unreal.
It was a great weekend.
Just to touch on it, like obviously we come down a few weeks before the Forward Drive show, and when Matty called me, you see someone with a business, and they message you about getting a rooftop tent on and whatnot. So I go down there thinking like he's a proper like 30, 40-year-old dude running a successful business. I get down there, it's Matt Abricc, 20 years old, just
in
killing
his shed.
it. In his
tents everywhere.
Tents everywhere, bro. And I was just like, this kid is a fucking G. Like, what a legend.
Talking about that day, so this is the day that we installed the tent on Hardy's car, and it was Hardy and Trey Bags that came down, and Hardy goes, "Oh, like, for the sake of the video, do you reckon I can like drive the forklift and put it on?"
Fucking hell.
I go, yeah, that's fine. Like,
Mistake.
You've driven them before, haven't you? He goes, "Yeah, bro, we've got one at our warehouse. Like, it's fine. I'm fully sweet." He sits in the seat and goes, "Wait, how do you start this thing?"
Yeah, put it this way, I'd never driven one.
You should have kicked him off it in that moment.
Luckily, there were no damages caused, but oh, jeez, he got me there.
Fast forward to the Forward Drive show. That was a pretty good opportunity for us as Less Ordinary, obviously, like for a bit of exposure. That was our first we've done an expo previously, but that was our first go at the Forward Drive show, which was pretty cool. So it was good to be exposed to that and the other creators and everything for us as well. But we had a ball.
Didn't a lot come out of that weekend?
We had a ball that weekend. That was such a good weekend. Fuck, it was a long weekend.
There was a lot of shit going down.
3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, full days. Like, what is 9 till 4 or something like that.
Do we want to start from the start?
I reckon that, run through that in chronological order.
Well,
day by day.
So we're driving down there. We were a little bit late that first day on the Friday to go down there and meet Matty. He opened up the stand. We were a bit late because you'd just come off night shift, Jack.
Yeah.
So Jack was meant to sleep in the car. Didn't sleep a wink, which was the first issue.
Because we just started chatting business.
Well, that's how the Cali trip was born too. We're in the car. Jack's delirious. He just turns around and goes, "Oh, I've just had a call from someone. Do you want to go to Cali on a holiday, like fishing and shit?" And I was like, "Oh, righto." Within 10 minutes, we had the trip booked. But anyway, that's another story. We get down there. Jack's tired already. Big day. Linked up with Matty and Tull. His missus was down there.
Big Scotty Hardman down there as well.
Yeah.
Big Scotty come down. My old man ventured down. He was in the market for some shit for his car, so he was floating around the joint.
So, yeah, we had a pretty successful day the first day. It was a little bit quieter on the Friday. Obviously, people still at work and everything, but it was a good introduction.
Given the circumstances, we had pretty good outcome.
We had a couple of sales that day, which was good. And then Friday night came.
Oh, fuck.
What happened there? Jack and I went and run a bit of a muck on the Friday night.
Yeah, well, I was thinking, get a nice sleep Friday night.
What did you do Friday? I can't remember.
Mate, I went to bed at 8 o'clock and I was ready to go the next
He's
day.
running a business, man.
What I should have done as well, Abricc.
What I thought we were all doing.
Camo, we had accommodation there at, I don't know where it was, but Camo's talked me into coming to this rooftop bar in Penrith.
You wouldn't expect there to be a rooftop bar. Like, this is Greece-looking rooftop bar in the Riff. but it was pretty tidy. So we perched up there, run a bit of a mark, ended up at all these different places. Fast forward to the end of the night, I'm on the tiles in the bathroom laying in my spew.
Me,
I got some phenomenal Snapchats.
Oh, bro, me, Camo, and my old man. We ended up linking up with my old man, and we went to what was that? Elton Chong playing Galaga till all hours in the morning. Camo's absolutely smoked. We get back to the hotel at around 2:00, some shit like that, and Camo's on the tiles, passed out, throwing up everywhere. My dad's nowhere to be seen.
Scotty's gone rogue.
Scotty went rogue.
Red
and
button.
then I'm calling him, and he just keeps hanging up, hanging up. I open the windows. We're on the, 6th, 7th floor or something. I look out, and it's just dad stumbling everywhere with a kebab, on his way back, bro.
He say you're looking at him out the window, you're ringing him, you just see him red button, yeah.
He's like, just fucking
So
stumbling.
we rolled into the Saturday severely hungover, which was not ideal.
And it was sleep deprived.
It was pretty hot that day too.
Yeah.
Me and Trouse drove down the Saturday morning. I think.
Yeah.
We came yeah.
So Saturday was the first big day, I guess you could call it, of the show, Matty. That's where a lot of the crowds come.
Yep.
Obviously, people are off work, and it was all out chaos, but success.
Look, given the fact that you were very hungover and sleep deprived,
How'd we go? Out of 10, what do you reckon?
You handled it well. I'd say close to a 7.
You got to work hard, play hard, Matty. Work hard, play hard.
Well, me and Trouse rolled in. That's the first time we'd met you, and we got the brief rundown on the sales pitch.
So we were there to help Matty sell the tents.
The 5 of us had our ass hanging out, sweet talking potential customers and trying to send them your way to close the deal.
That's it. There were
You were running around doing your businessman thing, looking all professional, talking the talk.
You had the polo on. You were bloody
good to
shaking hands, making deals.
Hey, if nothing else, if there weren't any sales, I heard there was some very good conversation coming from these blokes.
Absolutely.
Everyone loved them.
So how do you think, all in all, the 4-wheel drive show went for your business? Would you recommend it? Would you do it again?
Absolutely.
Obviously, it cost you money to be there, but
it is an investment, but you just sort of have to be confident in yourself that investment's going to pay off.
You met your quota for sales and stuff.
Yeah, we did. We did all that. So, look, I think the main thing for us was even if you don't sell any, which obviously I hoped I did, the exposure that you get while you're there. Since the show, we've had so many people come in and say, I seen you guys at the show and now I'm ready to buy a product. So
yeah, because there was a lot of people that would come over, sort of show interest. Obviously, a lot of people don't have money readily available just to splash, but it's obviously paid off in the long run.
The old let me check with the missus come up a lot.
I'll talk to the boss.
I'll talk to the boss. Mate, just
I'll talk
buy
to the CFO.
buy the
That was a good one.
But yeah,
Pull the trigger.
Successful weekend.
And we met heaps of people, met heaps of people, I think, that day. We ran into Matt from Explore Life and Bridget and Red Dirt Diary and Tommy and that. Met heaps of unreal people in the space. Awesome to speak to. And then,
Alex Volk.
I think that was Sunday. That was Sunday.
Yeah.
So we rolled into the Saturday night.
That was a big...
Actually,
you had a Bucks...
Did you just drop me or
You had a Bucks Saturday night. Me and Cam were going to go out with Singular and Tully, Singular's girlfriend. You had a Bucks. You went rogue, lost contact.
I went to Bondi.
You had a big night.
I went to into the SCG, watched Swans Giants semi-final. Cracking game, probably the best live game I've ever seen. And then it all went to shit.
We knew it went to shit when we were sitting. We were at the log cabin and with Single Brick and Tully and a few of her friends, and we start looking on the LO Instagram, and we don't follow anyone other than we sort of work with, and we don't want to flood the feed, but we start scrolling the feed on the LO page, and there's all these Brazilian looking birds rolling through the page. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? So I'm click on the page. I'm like, why are they coming up? It's not suggested. We follow all these.
Follow these 10 Brazilian chicks. We're going, what the fuck? Have we been hacked?
All I can say is I was just doing a bit of networking. You're networking. Yeah, I was just doing a little bit of networking with some brands.
We ring Jack and we're like, this is you, isn't it? And he's like, oh shit, I thought it was my personal account. He's hooked into the LO page, running a mark. But anyway, so
we also we stopped in at the rooftop bar before the log cabin. Ches goes a bit rogue when he gets on the piss, and he sort of
this made me.
He goes off on his own sort of little side missions.
I need to do a Single Brick and just get off it.
Cam's like, I'm going to take this rooftop bar that we went to last night. It's unreal. Fucking get in there. It's like this sick rooftop. There's a pool and DJ and shit. Cam's like, I'll go find a seat. I went to the bar to get a couple drinks. I think I ordered some cocktails. So I was sort of waiting there for like 5 minutes. I walk up. I'm trying to find Cam. He's nowhere to be seen. And then I spot him up by the pool. And he's holding up a camera. And he's got these like 10 old birds all posing. And I'm going, what the fuck's going on here?
They're all mums,
I walk
bro.
up there and Cam's going, righto, silly one. Yeah, serious one. And he's got these 10 old birds posing for him. And then they were just hanging off you.
Yeah,
and
they were.
One of them was getting deep, giving you the life story.
Give me the life story about
he's in jail.
We had to get out of there quick, smart, because it was getting
proper main milk.
going downhill.
Yeah.
I reckon it's hilarious how you were calling him main milf. Eh?
She was main milk. But yeah, she's giving me the whole like unloading on me. She's pissed as going, oh, husband's in jail. I'm divorced. She's got her arm around me. I'm going, sorry, love.
I got
Not interested. Gussie pulled me out of it. Thank fuck. But yeah.
Shit.
Anyway, so then
the log cabin,
the
riff. You were talking it up massively. That's the local for you guys.
It is. It's a good place to be. They do good food and it's just a good vibe, I reckon.
Great cocktails.
people have got
Champnados.
a skewed perception of the riff, I think. I think it's not a bad little place.
I reckon it was sick.
There's a few good places to drink.
I liked it as well. Obviously, we're there for a short time. It's nice. Maybe I wouldn't live there, but I don't mind it.
I've lived there for the last 20 years. It's actually pretty good.
I had a ball.
He's doing all right, bro. He's doing better than me and you.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
No, the log cabin went off too. That was good.
It's a good place.
I wish I got to go to the log cabin.
Oh, God. It was
So
fun.
anyway,
Yeah.
at this point, we lose contact from Jack. We've got to pick him up. We've said we'll pick you up the next morning from Bondi and we've got to go to the final day of the show.
Yeah, I went full joust in the dark.
We can't be late. So I'm going, tell me where you're going to be in the morning because no doubt your phone will go flat. Like he's the most useless fucking dude. But anyway, he just goes, Blue Hotel. And I'm like, fuck.
That's not what it's called.
He
It
just
was
goes,
blue on the outside.
Blue Hotel.
Fine,
And then
I'm at the Blue Hotel in Sydney.
No, it said in Bondi.
he goes, Blue
mate.
Hotel. And
That's all we
anyway,
had to work with. It's a bit like the late Sinclair situation.
then he goes missing. Gus and I get up the next morning at fucking 4 a.m. to go and find him. And we're driving an hour into Bondi looking for a Blue Hotel, driving in circles. And then all of a sudden, Jack just pops up. He's seen the car. He's wandered over, shirtless, disheveled, no sleep, still pissed.
You knocked on the window,
Oh.
and I thought you were a crackhead coming to ask for money, right? You're in shambles.
Yeah, we can B-roll that.
We'll put that in
video
there,
too.
but you were, yeah.
So we had to
you're
dress
in
you.
a certain
We
way.
had to give you pants, undies, socks, brush your
I think
teeth.
I used one of your toothbrushes.
Yeah, it was
You had
fucked.
none of your own clothes and shit on.
Yeah, I had Cam's Connie's, your shorts, someone's shirt.
So anyway, yeah. And then we
Carnage.
rolled into the final day of the show, which was, we had a ball. All in all,
More sales.
great success.
That's too. I think that's when we met Volk. That was
Well,
unreal.
no, on the way up, let's bring it back to, so on the way up, I swear you and Trey were having some conversation
Yeah, we
about
manifested the whole thing. Me
Yeah,
and Travis,
Vulcan.
we're having sending each other photos of cooking with Volk and like talking about how we were going to plan something, and then random, like none of us had any fucking idea he was there. It was so blasé. We were sitting on the Sunday, and it was just like over the PA, you just heard some dude casually be like, yeah, and at 12:30, cooking with Volk at the TJM stand, da, 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 and just no one gave a fuck. And you and me were like, I
I
said
was like,
Volk?
did you fucking hear that?
Did I say Volk? Volk? So we moseyed over there going, nah. And sure enough, he's just standing there, like no one talking to him, no one, everyone just walking past him. We're going,
What the fuck's going on? Well, yeah, I just went up and slapped him up.
Yeah, like he's unreal dude, super humble, gave us the time of day, absolute legend. Chatted to him for ages.
Yeah, he was really cool. Obviously, he runs a cooking page and dives into a bit of the adventure stuff as well. He's fishing, forward driving. So he was there with TGM that day, doing a cooking segment, and he had a new, was it a 200
It
series?
was like a 300 series chop thing.
300.
with like smokers and barbecues
Yeah.
attached to it. The
It
thing
was like
was
fully
fucking-
kitted out with air fryer and bloody had a full
yeah.
Traeger smoker bolted
He's
off the back
smoking
of
wings,
it.
smoking wings off
chicken
the back of it and
wings.
giving them to the crowd.
So that was cool. And then, yeah, had a good chat to him, and he delved into a bit of the UFC stuff. It was pretty cool to hear. And he was just a ripping bloke.
He was unreal.
He was a fucking awesome dude.
I remember we were sort of like we had matching shirts on, so he sort of asked about Less Ordinary, and his media dude was there, and we got chatting about a potential shit in the future, and we walked away and we were like, he's just giving us the time of day. He's polite to everyone. Like, he has no fucking interest. He's never going to talk to us again. And then when we came back to watch the cooking thing, as soon as we came around the corner, we made and he's like, the boys. He's like slapping us up again. Oh.
Bro, I remember
that was unreal.
Me and you got a photo with him. And obviously, what do you do when you get a photo with a UFC fighter? You put your fucking fist up.
I was literally going, don't do it. And you did it. And then he did it. And I was like...
But dude, he's a small, like I don't say he's a small dude, but he's a shorter dude than us. Like, and I'm pretty short myself, but his hands are fucking huge. Was 3 times as big as mine. He made me look like the biggest bitch ever.
So he's a fucking solid dude.
While you were doing that, I was back at the stand helping Matty sell 10.
Some people had to sell. That's all right. We can't all sex
we were networking.
Yeah, networking.
Putting in work.
But so that was the 4 Drive Show weekend, and that's how we met the Single Brick, and it's become an unreal relationship. Obviously, we've been out this weekend, and we will continue to go out.
Been away a few times together now too.
Yeah, we have been.
You went drone fishing with the boys and everything, didn't you?
Yeah.
That was good fun too when you come up Palms. Yeah,
I think that just goes to show, like, when a little opportunity comes your way, no matter what you think it is, just grab it by the balls, because you never know what can come out of it. Like,
it's a lot of what you make it to. Like, that weekend could have been get the tent, fuck off, but we just made a lot out of it.
100%.
A couple good ongoing relationships, and
it turned out to be the funnest weekend ever. Like, it was just unreal. Sick relationship with Matty. Tully, his missus, is an absolute legend as well. And now we're doing trips to Lake St Clair wakeboarding, and it's fucking awesome. Like-minded people, it's good.
So, speaking of trips, you've got a trip coming up. You're off to Moreton Island. So you're into a bit of your fishing, boat, and just living in general, same sort of shit as us. So,
trying, yeah.
So you're going up to Moreton. Talk to us. What's your plan?
That's it. We're actually leaving just under a couple of weeks.
That's exciting.
We've got a concert with Chris Stapleton, first of all, so that'll be in Brisbane. So keen for that. And we pretty much hit that up, and then within the next couple of days, we're on the barge heading over to the island. We have been before, but a couple of the guys we're going with haven't been, so it'll be...
Taking the boat up this time?
Yeah, we haven't taken the boat before, but we will be this time. So
obviously, not the wake setter. You're taking the... what do you got, Formosa?
Yeah, we got a Formosa. I don't think the wake setter would handle the ocean too well.
Getting off the barge.
Righto, well, I'll look after the wake setter while you're gone, mate.
Yeah, I'll just leave it here. That's all right.
Yeah, you've been a few times before,
we have been before, and it's just unreal place. Like, just love it there. And obviously camping and that sort of thing. We have stayed in a house a few times, but you just can't beat the camping.
Yeah, it gets you.
You've stayed in the accom on the island?
Like the Airbnb style houses.
Yeah, righto.
Yeah.
Are they the ones in the middle, like in near the shops?
Yeah, up behind the shop.
Yeah,
not like the resort where the barge is.
Not Tangalooma.
No,
just like a random house in the bush sort of thing.
Yeah, no. It's at the back of Tangalooma.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Right. I know the ones you're talking about, Gussie, though.
There's a couple random houses in there, right?
So you're going southwest side of the island?
We are going southwest. I was a little bit nervous, because I watched this video by Less Ordinary, and they actually said if you got a boat, you got to stay northwest. And I was like, shit, maybe we should have booked northwest. But we're going at the most quiet time of year. Like,
mind you, the boat we took was fucking heaps bigger, too big. So you'll be right with that.
I'm sure you could just turn left and go straight to the northwest zone.
I think we'll be right.
Like when we went, there was heaps of little campsites getting around.
Roll, yeah. But you're going to go up there, roll the boat in off the beach, try and look for some longtail this time of year.
That's it. I'm hoping to get them. We've got a few of the ice cream lures and that sort of thing. So
GT ice creams,
chuck them in at them, and hopefully we get a bit of luck. That's it.
They killed it last time. Them GT ice creams.
Yeah. Really good.
So chase a few of them, and hopefully a few other sort of good eating species, and not actually going to take. I'm not going to take any protein on the trip. It's just
you're just going to catch it.
It's just whatever you catch, you eat. So we might be a bit hungry, but I think
you could be starving.
I'm sure you'll have some chicken nuggets in the air fryer.
Yeah, how's
the air fryer does come in.
On the way home from the lake, the Savo, we drive. He's ahead of us. We pulled up to get Hungry Jacks anyway. He's ahead.
Bloke's throwing a wake setter.
Yeah,
not ideal to pull over on the side of the fucking highway.
He's pulled over in this tiny little shoulder, and we're like, fucking hell, maybe he's broken down. Something's wrong. We pull up next to him in the middle of the main road. He's in his canopy. I thought he was getting tools. He's pulling chicken nuggets and chicken strips out of his air fryer.
I'll guarantee you right now, you're the first dude in the world to be towing a couple of 100 grand worth of boat and air fried nuggets in the back of his car.
Hey, when you hear the ding, you got to stop wherever you are. You got to get out and grab them.
Could you hear it, or surely you timed it?
Nah, just timed it. But I should put a ding in the car. That'll be cool.
Yeah, no, very nice. So, that'll be good, that trip. What do you got? Anything else planned for the rest of the year? Talk to us.
Not
What's
at
the next 12 months looking like?
I wouldn't mind. I think everyone says this every year, but I'd like to do the Cape. I'm not sure if it'll happen or not.
That's a classic one. Oh, you got the setup for it. So you've got the The D-Max with the canopy. It's all built out. You would take the boat up there with you? Or?
Yeah, probably. I think the fishing's pretty decent wherever you go up there, so wouldn't be a bad thing to have. And just go and suss it out, but it'll all depend, work.
You got to talk to the boss.
I'd probably have to talk to the boss. I don't know if I'll be able to get the time off.
You got to work around Tully's placements.
That's it, I'll just go off for 6 weeks while she's gone.
I guess that's the benefit of working for yourself, or having businesses. You can sort of pull up stumps when it suits you and go and do these trips.
Well, you can work. You could basically work on the road, really, couldn't you?
I think so, yeah. It'll be obviously not as easy, but you could definitely make it work if you had to.
Pretty freeing that you can just do that. That's pretty sick.
Be some good marketing for you getting around in your rooftop tent.
Yeah, well, that's even like the Morton trip. That's sort of
an ice bath on the trailer around the car.
Half the thing of the trip is just promote the tents and get it out there. Like we've got the big gazebo and everything. We'll have that set up on the beach, and it's just sort of just getting the name out there.
It's good when you can go on a holiday and justify it as work.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, it's a business trip.
It's all written off as a business trip.
That's why I tried to hit him up to pay for some fuel for the boat when we were over on the weekend, and he goes, "Business expense, mate."
we filmed a bit of tent content, so it's classified.
I'll B-roll that tent content as well if you want.
That's R-rated. We can't do that. That's R-rated. But yeah, so what else have we got? That's pretty well wrapped up. You got nothing else for the year?
We got a potential Mind Matters ball with Single Brick too. Hopefully,
hopefully you guys can come to that.
That's it. I'm pretty much cancelling any other plans I have to lock that in. So
you'll be staying up here. You got to roll that into our potential event the next day.
I'm pretty excited for that event. I've heard some, big rumours about it. Not from anyone else, but you guys. But
almost across the line.
It is almost across the line. This, I reckon next week we'll have a firm date and some organisation around the whole event thing. So it's going to be good. It might even be a bigger weekend than Penrith that weekend, I reckon.
I dare say so. Fuck. Very excited.
I don't know how I'm going to handle that if it's bigger than Penrith. I was on fucking deathbed the next day. Anyway.
No bottles of Fireball.
Yeah,
Cam's good for coming unhinged, and Lani having to pull his limp body into the foundry elevator while the doors are closing on his body.
Yeah,
my limp body.
You're just going to have to control yourself a little bit.
In the last few times me and Cam have drank, except for once, he has ended up on the tiles in the bathroom throwing up on himself.
I'm going to stop drinking.
Never stop, bro.
I'm going to stop.
Don't let it beat you.
Well, look at Matty. He stopped drinking and he's on the Forbes list, so.
Oh, shit. Well, do you want to end on a...
Have you got one? Have you got a seggy?
I think Cam's got one.
Have you?
The one I said in the shed?
Yeah.
Which one?
Your one.
I said a few.
For Matty. Directed at Matty.
Oh, wait. I think it's one. Yeah, righto. All right.
Usually we end on a little bit of a segment. Oh, you've listened to them. I'm sure you know.
You know how it goes.
But
I'll bet you to it. I would take all of you on in a fight. If we were in the ring, I'd take you all down.
Yeah, my tie extraordinaire.
I'll take that.
Yeah,
we're gonna move away from the fighting aspect because I feel like we've done too many of them. So I'm gonna pitch you a situation.
Yeah.
The world is ending. Mm-hmm. There is like mass. Oh, Gussie's got his sound effects going.
The world's ending.
Mass tsunamis, earthquakes, possible zombies also. And humanity is dwindling population-wise by the minute. You need to survive however you can, and you've got to take one of us to assist you. Who are you taking and why?
Who's it going to be?
Far out. That's a good one. I reckon it'd come pretty close, but I'm going to sort of evaluate it here. So I reckon Kimo would be... I'd take Kim.
Off to a shit start if you go with Cam.
I'm taking.
But he'll come in clutch when he's there, guaranteed.
I'm taking Camo from the Penrith weekend, so in his best state, just before he ends up on the tiles. So that peak moment.
Yeah, the rule is all of us have had 10 fizz cans before.
You got to.
Yeah, that's it. So I reckon Camo would handle it pretty well. Hardy, I reckon. He'd just be he wouldn't want to do anything. He'd be a bit lazy.
It'd be like the boat washing.
You'd be carrying the team.
He'd go, zombies, who cares, mate?
Just wrap it up, get me now.
You'd bring the vibes about, wouldn't you?
Oh, mate, 100%.
And then I'd be a bit worried that if I brought Gussie along, he'd be like, fuck tsunami, swell looks good, let me jump on it.
We can add Trey into this too, actually.
If there's any wind, I'll be fucking freaking out.
Gus will be seasick anyway.
Yeah, we're taking off.
I'm a bit worried. If I'd Trey, he'd be like, fuck, mate, I'll be there soon. I'm just hooked onto a good red or something. There'd be some sort of thing
at least if you could fish, he would feed you though.
That's true.
You got to think about
All the factors.
The essentials.
Yeah.
You need food and survival.
Mate, I'll forage for you. I'll collect berries. You'll be all right. Don't worry about food.
But if there's a storm, you're fucked.
I'm gone.
There's a high chance I've got like 10 packets of gluten-free shapes in my bag anyway.
Look, in this sort of scenario, I reckon I need someone who's switched on and he's going to think of all factors, and that is going to be Kimo. He's going to be the most sensible one, and I trust him with my life.
I'll take the dub there.
Wrong.
Nah, appreciate that, Brick. All right, well, that'll wrap up this episode 4. If you're in the market for a rooftop tent, Matty, Rugged Campers.
www.ruggedcampers.au.
3 models, is it?
Yeah,
3 models.
So
Very
The Stealth, the Pro, the Elite.
Ooh, Gussie.
Is that right?
So close, no
Talk
pro,
to Matty,
just
he might
2.
throw in a solar.
Yeah.
Today only.
Today only. Give us a call. Nah, we've got obviously showroom of that in Penrith, so if you want to come and check them out,
Have
you
a
can.
look. Yeah, you can go in, have a look.
So, yeah, three models.
Yep.
Elite is the top of the range.
Yeah, Elite's the top, and then you can get the 2 variants of the Stealth, so.
You can put the solar brackets on them. That you got all the brackets
Yeah.
made up and everything. They're LED strips in them. All the power inside them as well.
Oh, they're
Well, they
fully
got
kitted,
all the
ready to
gear.
go.
They're
All you got to do, put it on the car, and
They're pretty slim too. They're pretty light. So
They look good. The black, like your black on the black canopy looks really sleek too.
So Rugged Campers, if you're in the market for an affordable tent, very good tent. Other than that, if you're in the market for an ice bath, recharge.
Recharge.
give us a call.
Recharge is what it's called.
If you feel like getting chilly, recharged. So
You got 2 options there.
if you feel like getting the cold on, then come and give it a go. It's a bit
Help him on his way to becoming the richest man next year.
Get him on the
in
Forbes
Australia.
list. Everyone's got to play their part.
So he can finally have a fucking drink. Jesus Christ.
I can relax.
But no, that'll wrap
heaps,
it up.
Matty.
So thanks
Appreciate
for
you
coming
coming
on.
on.
No worries. Thank you for having me. It was awesome.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for a
one
good
single
weekend
brick,
too.
brother. Thank you.
It was an awesome weekend. All right. See you guys.
Cheers. See you next time.